All right, I'm back. I'm feeling better. This joint here is about when pen paling go wrong. You know what I mean? I'm feeling better. Y'all ready to have a good time? Let's have a good time and let's get this thing started. All right? All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to tell you about when pen paling go wrong. Let me get my joint right. You know what I mean? Because I'm feeling good. I'm over my little joint that I was having. Feeling a little under the weather.
Mecca what?
Mecca Audio. All right, so let's go. All right, so now I'm going to tell you about this one here. I'm in Lompoc, California. All right, so now... You know, I was playing the pen pal game because, you know, we play the pen pal game because we can't go out to go meet somebody. So like I said, you know, in the other video a couple of days ago, we asked somebody, put us on somebody and such and such. But they started this joint called Write a Prisoner. I'm even going to give them a plug. Started called writeaprisoner.com, and another one was Friends Behind the Wall. So I get on these two joints. This is back in like 2001. So this before the internet and all that. You know what I mean? What they call that, social media. So they just had the little website that, you know, you send a picture in and you write an ad, tell who you are, you meet somebody, things like that. So I'm on that, so I'm getting a whole bunch of letters coming in, I'm doing me. I'm having a ball. So now, a little situation happened over in Terminal Island, California. Big shout out to California, all right? Big shout out to California, all right? So now, California got the Terminal Island. It's sitting right on the water where you can see the boats driving by, and you be having females come by on the boats. They know they riding by the little federal prison, so they'll pick their shirts up, show their little breasts and things like that, and keep it going. Now, so they had a big ride over there, but before I go into the ride, I'm gonna give y'all a little history and a little jewels because y'all want me to give y'all a little 20, 30 minutes because you say you don't want the videos too short. So I'm gonna break it down. I got my homie there from Brooklyn, but he moved down to North Carolina when he was about 14, so maybe that's why he did this cruddy move that I'm getting ready to tell you about. But my man was so official, you know, he the one I told you about that used to have the paint brushes in the joint, pull out the sharpened paint brushes. He came up with a design that you put on his hand, and you put the paint brushes in, so when you drawing, and you don't gotta stop to look down to get the paintbrush and all that. You just pull the paintbrush out your sleeve and go, but you know, the paintbrushes was made out of solid wood. So he did his research to get the paintbrushes made out of solid wood so he could sharpen them real sharp and turn them into little shanks. And he keep them up in his sleeve so the police see him in his sleeve. All he got is paintbrushes because they see the bristles sticking out, but the point is in the arm. But whenever something happened in the yard, he the first one to come pull up and pull the paintbrushes out, AKA the shanks, and be like, where we at? Everybody grab one. Let's go put our work in. Official dude. So don't y'all start getting confused when I say official and think that I'm talking about society's form of official. I'm talking about prison official. Let's stop it. Don't get the two confused, because right now I'm in the belly of the beast. I'm doing life plus 20 with no chance for parole, so I gotta comply to these prison pathetic rules. You know what I mean? Because, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in prison, do as the prisoners do. So now, my man official. So anytime anything happened, he right there for me, and he ready to, you know, bust his gun, you know? So me and him got real close and all that. So now he was drawing pictures because he was an artist, one of the best in the system. Y'all know who I'm talking about if y'all was in the system. You know, I don't call names, I don't try and disrespect nobody. I'm just sharing the wisdom to prevent the youth from thinking that this is all sweet. Hit that like button, and the Cash App is on the screen, man. Like I said, my man, Jerry Lewis, he does his telethon, getting ready to come up. Your parents and grandparents gonna donate to him. NBC get ready had his, and PBS get ready had his. Unique Mecca Audio having his. So hit that Cash App. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $20, or whatever. But anyway, so we up in the joint, and he used to paint the pictures. So he got locked up because they called it compromising staff. because the staff will come to him and bring pictures of their kids and their grandkids and their grandmother and things like that, and ask him to draw them because he was a professional artist, so they could get professional stuff done for nothing other than what he asked them to bring in, like might be a couple of packs of cigarettes or whatever, because each pack is about 400. So if you get police to bring him a carton, 400 times 10, that's $4,000 he make, when all they paying is $80 for the carton on the street, but he making $4,000 in penitentiary money, just so that you understand what it is. Now, so they lock him up because he stabbed somebody or something and he went to the hole. So when he go to the hole, they pack his property, and in his property, he had pictures of these other police staff, family members' pictures. You know what I mean? So now they thinking like he gonna try and put a hit out on the family, is what they thinking, not knowing that they paying him to draw these pictures for cigarettes. You understand what I'm saying? Know what I mean? All right. So now he drawing these pictures, so when they go to pack his property, all these pictures fall out of everybody. So now they lock him up for compromising staff, because you ain't supposed to have no staff pictures. So picture you in prison and you got a picture of, a officer's kid, or officer's wife in your property. Like, how you get access to this? So that means they had to give it to you, or you had somebody send it in because you plan on putting a hit out on him. So they lock him up for that, and he under investigation. Now, the stabbing charge that he had, it was somebody else's beef, but like I said, he official. Yes, prison official. The person got in the beef, he came out with the knives, with the paintbrush, handed the dude his joint, took a joint, and they went and punished the dudes, got locked up, but the dude that he went and punished the dude for was official. So what he did was, he claimed the beef and said, nah, he ain't had nothing to do with it. I plead guilty. I stabbed all three of those sea suckers. You know what I mean? So now, they got him in the hole. So they get ready to release him for that. But then now when they found the pictures, they kept him on what they call investigation to find out how did he have access to these staff pictures in his property. So now they trying to get rid of him because they mad that the homie was so official that he claimed it and let him go. So they furious with him for that. So they want to burn him for these pictures in the property. So now when it was time for him to go to DHO, they get ready to try and transfer him and take his good time and all this. But me and him up there in the hole, and I moved him in the cell with me. We became cellies. I do my little legal work. I got a good manipulative mind, and I think fast, talk fast, as you see. So if you can't keep up, that means you listening just a little too slow. All right? But I'm not going to slow it down, because I know that my regular viewers understand how unique Mecca Audio rock the show. All right? So now, they don't come and they trying to, get them. They doing investigations. I say, look, man, you know what I mean? Who was the pictures that you had? You understand? And then come to find out, one of the pictures that he had in his property was of the DHO's wife. The DHO is the disciplinary hearing officer, for those of y'all that's just tuning in with the new subscribers. That's the disciplinary hearing officer. That's like the judge in the prison. So the DHO was in there, and he trying to burn him. But he got a picture of his wife in the property, the same as he got pictures of the other staff members, wife and kids and everything else. So now he's getting ready to go in front of the DHO. So, we can't rat, not even on the, the staff, that gave him the picture to try and get out the thing, not even to save your good time, so you understand. Hit that like button, hit the Cash App right there on the screen. Don't act like you don't know what it is, and cop the book of Rowan Harlem. But like I said, we in this joint, and we can't tell. So he can't tell that the DHO's wife gave him the picture of herself for him to draw a portrait of her professionally so she could give it to him for an anniversary present. But she wasn't supposed to do that. But he can't tell. And if he tells, it'll get him out of trouble. You see how this works? But in the prison, we don't tell. You know what I mean? Man time. Remember that word, man time. So now, I told him straight up, I said, what you do is, when you go in the joint, you understand what I'm saying? Because he still had a picture of her in there. So I said, when you go in there for the DHO hearing, ask if you could talk to him, respectfully by himself without, the officer that's going to escort you in to the DHO hearing. So he said, but he might not let me do it. I said, no, tell him you need to talk to him one-on-one, and they could leave the handcuffs on you, but you need to talk to him without the officer, and you give him your word. You just want to have a conversation because there's something personal going on, you know what I mean, in your life that you're dealing with, and you just want to explain that to him before the hearing starts. So he goes in there, and it's time for him to explain. So when he go in there, he asks the DHO, disciplinary hearing officer, remember that. He asked the DHO, he said, yo, can I talk to you for a minute, man? I got a lot going on in the free world with my family and things like that, and I just wanted to let you know, you know what I mean, what's going on, because, he was doing like 45 years. So he said, a little 45 years, because that's nothing. 45 years is nothing. You understand? When you're talking to a man that got life, natural life, plus 20. So he doing a little 45 years. So he go in there and tell the DHO he want to holler at him. DHO tell the officer, all right, well, step out. Let me see what this piece of crap got to say. And the DHO was this Mexican dude that was real racist. You know what I mean? But when he go in there, we got our jumpsuits on. They got a little pocket in the top. So I told him, take the picture, because he still had a picture of the wife. I said, take the picture of the wife in the pocket of the jumpsuit. And when the officer go out, you tell the DHO to pull the picture out, that you want to show him something. You know what I mean? So when he go in there, he pulls the picture out, and the DHO looks at it, and he said, what? You know what I mean? So he said, look, man, I asked him to leave because this is off the record. I ain't trying to burn your wife because, I respect her. I respect you. I know you're doing your job, but I'm just letting you know that I had these pictures because I was drawing pictures because, they know that I'm a good artist and your wife wanted to give you a wedding present. You know what I mean? So if you want to find me guilty, go ahead. But there's more pictures of your wife in my property. And if you find me guilty, and the SIS, that's the Special Investigation Service in the prison, which is equivalent to the FBI or the detectives in the prison, will go through my property. And when they find those pictures of your wife, then they're going to burn your wife. But me, I'm a convict. I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm just letting you know what it is, and I want to protect your wife like you want to protect her. So I'm letting you know there's more pictures in my property. They didn't find them. You know what I mean? This one came up in one of the books that I had it stashed in. You know what I mean? They found some other pictures, but they didn't find your wife's picture. So your wife is in the clean. But if you find me guilty, and I gotta go, you know what I mean, to go to the what they call that, the segregation, you know what I mean? For what they call it, man, I'm gonna get the word. I don't like to be pausing with my joint. But if I go to where they do the detention, you know what I mean? Because if he sentences him to like 60 days in a hole, take good time, they're gonna send him to the detention side. And when you go to the detention side, you're not allowed to get your property. But they're gonna go through your property again to make sure there's nothing in there. So the DHO, little racist dude, he in his body, he feeling crazy right now. You know what I mean? And he looking at him, and he said, look, man, I'm gonna plead guilty. All those pictures in my property mines, you understand what I'm saying? So whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But remember, your wife picture's also in the property, but they just didn't find it yet, So the DHO was like, man, you know what I mean? So he called the officer back in. So when he called him in, he said, you know what? How did y'all obtain these pictures? So they said, no, when he got locked up, we went through the property and we this and we that, you know what I mean? And they said, okay, well, was he president or was a lieutenant president? And the officer said, no, it was just the officer in the unit that was packing his property. So they said, well, before they could go through his property to that magnitude, they were supposed to have the SIS there or lieutenant there to witness whatever they find to verify that it did come out the property with somebody to corroborate that they did take it out of there and didn't plant it. So he said, being that you didn't do it, that's equivalent to what they call in the street the Fourth Amendment, which is illegal search and seizure. So the DHO said, man, I'm going to throw this out. So he throw it out. You know what I mean? So now when he throw it out, dude goes back, come back to the thing. He all happy and we in the cell. He laughing and, he's all excited. He done beat the charge and, everything's sweet. And he like, yeah, y'all, man, you a genius, man. We beat it, man. We beat it, da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? And he ain't tell on nobody. That's the main point, that he ain't tell on nobody, Damn, we're already at 14 minutes. I feel like stopping this video, making y'all wait till tomorrow because y'all don't know how to hit this Cash App on the screen. Y'all don't know how to hit this Cash App on the screen. He beat the charge. But you know what? I'm going to give y'all a freebie today. So I'm going to finish this one up. You know what I mean? But that's why I'll be stopping the videos and make y'all wait, because y'all don't know how to, help me get my equipment. You know what I mean? And how to show love. At least hit that like button. Whoever ain't hitting the Cash App, hit the like button. Boom. So we back up in the joint. And like I said earlier, Terminal Island, is a joint right on the water, a little sweet joint. But they had a riot there with the blacks and the Mexicans. So now when they did that, it was a big riot with like 400 inmates. So they brought a bunch of them that was actually in the crap over to the maximum security Lompoc. And the shoe, y'all getting a blessing, you know what I mean? It's set up just like these cells behind me. This is how the shoe looked exactly in Lompoc. So anybody who was in Lompoc know what I'm talking about. That's the shoe behind me. And we in the cells like that, and we could put our hand out the slot. I got a little mirror in there. I'm going to bring one next time, let y'all see it, because I like to give y'all the little props. But you put your hand out the joint, you got the mirror, and you could look at the next person you're talking to take your mind off the fact that you only got these four walls that you're looking at, by at least looking in the other cell or turn it this way and look down the hallway, and you can see all the way down the hallway to let your mental expand a little bit so that you don't feel claustrophobic, okay? So now, we up in the joint, and they bring in these dudes from the Terminal Island Riot. So when they bring the Terminal Island Rioters in there, they bring in this black dude, cool black dude, man, cool black dude. A young boy, he about 24, and at this time, this is what, 2001, so I'm like 37 years old at the time. You know what I mean? So now, they bring the black dude in. Now, when they bring him in, every night, I'm up all night, I'm telling my little stories through the bars, and, they love my stories the same way y'all love them on YouTube. That's why I'm so good at it. You know what I mean? But now, I'm talking through the bars, and I'm like telling stories. They're like, what was it like, being with a Chinese girl? I'm like, oh man, Chinese girl, the lights is out. So just picture the little visual now. The lights is out, it's dark in the unit, and people can't sleep. So they might call somebody and say, that could sing and say, hey, yo, homie, sing this Delphonic song. Sing this whisper song. And they'll sing the songs, and we lay down, reread, whatever we doing, and we just listen to him sing, because we ain't got no radio. So the singing is the thing. But some nights they want a comedian, so they call for Old Unique. So, what's a Chinese girl like? What was it like being a Chinese girl? So, always make up something crazy, just give them some wild stories from back in the day. I said, well, the first time with a Chinese girl, I ain't gonna front. I tried to go up in her, but when I tried to go up in her straight, it wouldn't work. You know what I mean? I couldn't get up in her straight, because you already know Chinese girls are small, everything about them small, even the middle section small. So, being that I couldn't get straight up in it, I had to go in from an angle. You know what I mean? I had to go in from an angle, because like most, regular black girls, they joint is like this, but the Chinese girls is like this. So you had to go on an angle to get up in it. You know what I mean? So they all bust out laughing, but we locked up in the whole 60 days, 2 months. Some dudes back there, yeah. Big shout out to my man from Louisiana, Richard Pena. He was back there, one of them enjoying the stories. So now, big shout out. Richard Pena, you home, holla at me. Louisiana's finest. You know what I mean? But now, or New Orleans, whatever they called it. But like I said, I'm from up north, so we just call it Louisiana for New Orleans and all that, no disrespect. But anyway, so I'm telling you, you got to go on from an angle, and, you just got to get the tip in it. You don't get the tip in it, it ain't going to work. You know what I mean? So everybody busts out laughing. They be like, oh, man, come on, yo, what's it like with a skinny girl? Oh, skinny girl, you already know, she deep and wide, and, you know what I mean? You got to go all the way in, because if you don't go all the way in, you ain't going to satisfy. And it's the man talk we having, like how y'all have barbershop talk. You know what I mean? Oh, what's it like with a thick girl? Oh, thick girl, only two things you could do with her. If she's too big, you know what I mean? If she's overweight, she could only ride you or get on her knees. And you got to pick the cheeks up, boom, poop all the way to the top, so everything pop out and you go up in it. So everybody laughing. You know what I mean? So, they be like, but how you get a girl when you go like, down to Virginia from New York, without using your money? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you got to have that sweet gift of gab. You got to know how to tell them what it is you want to tell them. Tell them their hair look nice. Tell them their nails look nice. Tell them you're going, you know what I mean? You're going to take them, show them something different. You're going to take them four-wheeling or whatever. Or you just let them know straight up, I'm from New York. I'm Jamaican. I'm going to blow your back out and take you to the greatest ecstasy you ever had. You know what I mean? Boom. So now, They all laughing. So the young boy that came in, that's like 22, 23, you know, he had a girl that he met through somebody else, and then she had a mother that was giving him a hard time that was like maybe 51, 52. But she had big breasts, slim, nice looking, half Indian, half Spanish. So he's telling me, yo, my girl's mom been giving me a hard time, man. You a slick talker, man. I think if you talk to her, you know, you could get up off my back. So he put me on, you know, the moms. So now I send the moms a letter and I write it in my own handwriting. It's 2001. I came in 93, told you couldn't read or write. So I sends the letter to her. And when she gets the letter, you know, she couldn't even read the joint. So she think it was from one of her nieces or nephew or something. So that's why she opened it, because the mother didn't approve of the daughter even talking to him. And that's what the problem was. But she opened up the letter. She opened the letter, and then I go with my dreadlocks all down my back with my six-pack cut up, you know, looking like something out of a GQ magazine, a Ebony Playboy magazine. So she wide open right now. So, of course, she writes me back. But then now, me and her start writing, and she wrestled through the little scribble scrabble that I'm doing because I'm in the shoe, so I ain't got nobody to write for me. And my man, that was the artist, he couldn't write that damn good because he had the talent of drawing, not writing. So I had to write it in my own handwriting. But I took my time, wrote these letters in pencil, because with a pencil you control the movement a little better. You know, for those of y'all don't know how it's illiterates work, because the pen, it's a little too loose. You know what I mean? But the pencil, you control the lead on that yellow legal paper they give you up in there. So I'm writing the letters, da-da-da-da. So she started feeling me, then she agreed to come visit me. So now she agreed to come visit me, you know what I mean? Now, you know, for all you, what we call it, let me see. For all you YouTube want to complain about something, you understand what I'm saying? This was way back in 2001, 2011 is 10 years, 2022, you know what I mean? It's 21 years. So we talking about 21 years ago. So I, you know, sweet talked her into bringing in some weed for us. So my man was young, his homeboy was selling weed. So I had them bring the weed to her. She brings the weed, and I leave the visiting hall. I mean, the shoe, you know, special housing unit is the shoe for my newcomers. And I go down there to the visiting hall, and she bring it, and I swallow the balloons after she kissed me, and I bring it back up, and I break the little youngin' off with half, and me and my celly in there, we smoking, we doing our thing. So everything good. So next thing you know, they talking about transferring me back to the East Coast, because they kept me back there for a year. You know what I mean? So I'm back in the shoe for a year. So after a year that they decided to finally release me and send me back to the East Coast, so this was the first time they was getting ready to send me to Coleman, Florida. So they sent me to Coleman 1. So now, right before I left, I had to go to the dentist on the outside, because, you know, the police done knocked my teeth out with the axe handle in Lewisburg and all that. So, you know, I was writing up the medical, so they had to put my teeth back in my mouth after they knocked them out. Okay, so now we there. So I go out to the dentist, and when I left, they came too fast, so I gave my man the number, and I told him, you know, my man, the artist, that's my celly, I give him the number, and I say, call Shorty, you understand? And tell her how to send the books, because they just changed how to do the books, you know, how to get books in the mail. Because your people used to be able to just send three to five books in an envelope, and you could get it. But then they changed it that it had to come from a bookstore, but I forgot to tell her. So I give her the number, and I tell him to tell her, bam, bam, bam. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the time, I had put him on her sister, because I knew I was getting ready to leave for a transfer. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, and the Cash App get ready, pop up on the screen so you can't say you don't know what it is. Show some love, all right? So now I put him on my man, mother-in-law's sister, you know? And she was beautiful and younger than her, in her 30s. My girl I'm talking to in the 40s. It was just for some pen pal stuff is all it was for. Because, you know, I wasn't, you know what I mean? My woman was doing my time with me. You know what I mean? But, you know, my woman understood, so she didn't mind me having pen pals. Not like a brother could do nothing anyway. So I put him on the sister, and he talking to the sister. So when I'm getting ready to go out to the dentist, I didn't have time because the phone wasn't at our cell, but it was on the range that day. I said, when the phone come down there, here go her number, call her and let her know how to send the books. You know what I mean? That it have to come from the bookstore, because she was on her way to the bookstore when I'm on my way to the outside hospital to the dentist. So I said, all right, cool. So I leave, and when I come back, When I come back to the joint now, from the hospital, went out there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, came back about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. So when I come back, I call my girl and talking about, my man's mother-in-law. I call her and she didn't, she answered, but she had an attitude. You understand what I'm saying? And she sounds standoffish and had a major attitude. But before I left, everything was great. She said she was getting ready to go to the mall. Do I need something? I said, yeah, just get me a couple of Eric Jerome Dickey books. I love my Eric Jerome Dickey books, man. Read Eric Jerome Dickey, you want a good urban book. He got the Milk in My Coffee, the Friends, you know what I mean? Friends and Lovers, Friends and Haters, and all of that. But his books is phenomenal. You know what I mean? He even got one, if you want a good sex novel, you think Zane is good. Zane's a good author, too. She's supposed to be the queen of the erotica. But Eric Jerome Dickey stepped his game up and wrote another book called Pleasure. That joint had like a 25-page sex scene where this girl meets, two twins, but separately. One, when she was running up the hill, before she went up the hill, she met one. When she ran to the top of the hill, when she gets to the top of the hill, she runs across the dude again. But she's thinking it's the same dude, but it's a brother. But she didn't know it. So, she talks to him and she gets the number, but they don't tell her that that they're twins. But she winds up finding out they go on a road trip together and they wind up both boning her, putting it in every hole in it at the same damn time. You know what I mean? Great book. You know what I mean? For prison, because you want your erotica, because you don't mess with boys. So you read your little fiend letters or, your fiend book, your Zane or your Penthouse. You know what I mean? So if you youngins want to go to jail, to have to read a magazine in order to get your joint off, feel free to do that. But I'm telling you, it ain't nothing nice. After 25 years, you get tired of that. You know what I mean? We used to have names, you know what I mean? For our palms. Here goes Mary Palm. If your girl name is Kathy, this is Kathy Palm. You know what I mean? If your girl's name is Susan, this is Susie Palm. You understand what I'm saying? Or Khadijah. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to call her. But that's your girl. That's your palm. Okay? So now I'm giving y'all some real game. Hit that Cash App, man. I know y'all laughing, having a good time with me. Show some love. Hit the like button at least. Subscribe and cop the book of Roy in Harlem. But then now, so back to the story at hand. So I don't know what she mad at, but she ain't telling me what it is. So the next morning, they called me to pack out to go back east. So I had to leave Lompoc, pack my stuff out. I get in the airplane and I get to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is the transit center. Y'all know what the transit center is. OKC, transfer center, where anytime you go anywhere from the Midwest on back over to the East Coast to the West Coast, you got to stop off there because ain't no plane going to fly you there for 5 hours straight. So they leave you there a couple of days till the plane come in, go into jail, you go into, then they take you there. Keep up, because I know I'm talking a little fast. My regulars could understand this. The new jacks can't. Now, so when I get to Oklahoma, I calls her. So now that I'm not there, she said, well, I ain't want to tell you why you was there, but you's a piece of shit. I said, what happened? You know what I mean? She said, oh, your homie told me that you got a wife back east, and that's why you going back east. I thought you was going to stay out west with me, this and that. I said, hold on, let's stop the crap. Let's stop the crap. I never told you I wanted a relationship. I told you that this was just for a pen pal. You agreed for it to be a pen pal, and that's all it's supposed to be. Yes, I'm going back east. Yes, I got a woman on the other side, and what we had was fun. Thank you for the weed. Thank you for the visit, and thank you for the wonderful time that you helped me pass while I was out west. But now I am going back out east, but we can continue to retain a friendship. You know what I mean? Which is what we both agreed on. Yeah, but I fell in love with you. Okay, key word. You fell in love. You understand what I'm saying? I love my woman, and you're telling me you love me, but you never told me you had a woman. I said, no, you never asked. And that was irrelevant. Did I ask you if you got a man? I'm sure somebody boning your back out while I'm in here getting you all moist from sending these scribble, scrabble sex letters that you love and so much. You know what I mean? So now we done got that across. So she got an attitude. So by the time I get to Florida now, about a month later, because we argued for the whole month, she acting funny, but I'm still calling her because I wanted her to fly out to, Florida and bring some of that good California weed to me in Florida. You know what I mean? So I get out to Florida and I call her. And then now she's telling me, oh, and I found out you was talking to, your Sully's sister too. You know what I mean? I said, yeah, she's a pen pal. My woman know that I have pen pals. You know what I mean? And my man's sister already know what time it is. So why are you bringing this up? You're the only one that don't know what time it is. You know what I mean? So then I called my man's sister and I said, yo, what's up? And she said, oh man, my brother's a piece of shit. I said, why? She said, man, he turned around and he tried to call me with some girl that you put him on in California and his sister that you was also writing to have me tell her that you was writing me as well. So I had to let her know that we was just pen pals. Unique told me when he met me, we was going to be pen pals. Yes, I love Unique, you know what I mean? But I know not to put my emotions to fall in love with Unique because I know that it's just a pen pal relationship that we have to help him pass time and to help me pass time because I'm coming out of a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what she explained to me because she knew what time it was. She was his older sister. So after this happened now, we don't got a good understanding, but the Cali chick ain't talking to me no more. She in her body. And up to this day, I wish I could say her name to tell her to reach out to me. Her number might be the same, but I ain't even bother calling her because once she started all that love crap, just like I told you in the Raw in Harlem, I don't play that I love you crap. Females is like this. You meet a female, you say, I want to be your pen pal, whatever. And they say, yeah, I want to be your pen pal too. I'm not looking for no man. You're doing a life sentence. And y'all know how that play out. But after you don't play the good, pen game, now you get into their head and then here they go talking all this crap about they're in love. Okay, key word, you're in love, not me. Never said I wanted to fall in love. Never said I wanted to get in a relationship. Telling you I don't want to get in a relationship. If you think we're going to get in a relationship, you can just stop the crap.
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
Because that's how we get down at the Mecca. All right? Okay, so that's where we at. So that's how that one played out. So now when I get there, me and my man's sister, we still kicking it. And that's going on. So now I get there, something happening back in Lompoc. They felt like I called the shot to make it happen. So they shot me out to Lee County, Virginia. But I'm not even gonna get in that because I know I've been on here at least 30 minutes, so I'm gonna stop right here. You wanna know what happened when I get to Lee County, Virginia and how this love triangle went crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And played out all the way from Cali to New York. Hit the Cash App, follow me at Instagram, cop the book, and at least hit the like button because it won't cost you a damn dime to do that. All right? So we're going to just pop out and just let you know.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nautical Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26,
yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. drive like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top Beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.
Don't say I didn't give you the game. Hit that like button, hit the Cash App, and cop the book of Rowan Harlem. All right.
Mecca what? Mecca